Welcome to Wisdom Trek with Gramps. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, and we are on day 2387 of our trek. The purpose of Wisdom Trek is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, and to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. In today's Wisdom Nugget, I'll guide you through the vast landscapes of biblical wisdom. Today we continue our expedition through the book of Ecclesiastes. We'll be delving into Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 9 through 18 from the New Living Translation. These verses provide deep insights into the enjoyment of life, the reality of death, the value of wisdom, and the unpredictable nature of human endeavors. Let's embark on this trek together as we uncover timeless truths that Solomon shares with us. First, we'll read Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 9 through 18. Live happily with the woman you love through all the meaningless days of life that God has given you under the sun. The wife God gives you is your reward for all your earthly toil. Whatever you do, do it well. For when you are in the grave, there will be no work or planning or knowledge or wisdom. I have observed something else under the sun. The fastest runner doesn't always win the race, and the strongest warrior doesn't always win the battle. The wise sometimes go hungry, and the skillful are not necessarily wealthy. And those who are educated don't always lead successful lives. It is all decided by chance, by being in the right place at the right time. People can never predict the hard times that might come. Like a fish in a net or a bird in a trap, people are caught by sudden tragedy. Here's another bit of wisdom that has impressed me, and I have watched the way our world works. There was a small town with only a few people, and a great king came with an army and besieged it. A poor, wise man knew how to save the town, so it was rescued. But afterwards, no one thought to thank him. So even though wisdom is better than strength, those who are wise will be despised if they are poor. What they say will not be appreciated for long. Better to hear the quiet words of a wise person than the shouts of a foolish king. Better to have wisdom than the weapons of war, but one sinner can destroy much that is good. Solomon starts this passage by emphasizing the importance of enjoying in life, particularly in the context of relationships. In verse 9 he says, "Live happily with the woman you love through all the meaningless days of life that God has given you under the sun." The wife that God gives you is your reward for all your earthly toil. This highlights the significance of finding joy in the companionship of the one you love. Amidst the struggles and uncertainties of life, love and companionship are precious gifts from God. They provide solace and joy, making life's toil more bearable and meaningful. In verse 10, Solomon advises, "Whatever you do, do it well. For when you are in the grave, there will be no more work or planning or knowledge or wisdom." This verse underscores the urgencies of importance of putting our best efforts into our endeavors of life. The inevitability of death means that our opportunities to work, plan, and apply our knowledge and wisdom are limited. Therefore, we should approach our tasks with diligence and excellence, making the most of the time that we do have. Solomon continues his reflections by discussing the unpredictable nature of life. In verse 11 he observes, "The fastest runner doesn't always win the race. The strongest warrior doesn't always win the battle. The wise sometimes go hungry, and the skillful are not necessarily wealthy. For those who are educated don't always lead the successful lives. It is all decided by chance, by being in the right place in the right time." This verse highlights the role of chance and timing in our successes and failures. Despite our best efforts and abilities, outcomes are not always guaranteed. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances beyond our control often influence our destinies. Verse 12 further illustrates the unpredictability. People can never predict when hard times might come. Like a fish in a net or a bird in a trap, people are caught by sudden tragedy. The metaphor of a fish or birds being caught unexpectedly in nets and traps emphasizes the suddenness and inevitability of hardships. It reminds us to remain humble and prepared for the uncertainties of life, acknowledging that we are not in control of all circumstances. And in verses 13 to 16, Solomon shares a story that he illustrates about the value of wisdom even when it goes unrecognized. Here is a bit of wisdom that has impressed me. I have watched the way the world works. There was a small town with only a few people, and a great king came with his army and besieged it. A poor but wise man knew how to save the town, so it was rescued. But afterwards, no one thought to thank him. So even though wisdom is better than strength, those who are wise will be despised if they are poor. What they say will not be appreciated for long. The story of the poor but wise man who saves the town but soon is forgotten highlights several truths. First, wisdom can be more effective than physical strength or military might. Second, wisdom is often undervalued and underappreciated, especially when it comes from those of humble means. Despite its inherent value, wisdom may not always receive the recognition that it deserves. This can be disheartening, but it does not diminish the true worth of wisdom. Now Solomon concludes this passage by comparing the quiet words of the wisdom to the loud proclamations of folly. In verse 17 he asserts, "Better to hear quiet words of the wise person than the shouts of a foolish king." This emphasizes the value of calm, thoughtful wisdom over noisy, impulsive folly. Wisdom often speaks softly, but carries profound truth and insight, whereas folly tends to be loud and brash, but ultimately is empty and destructive. And finally, verse 18, Solomon makes a profound statement that makes an impact on wisdom and folly. Better to have wisdom than weapons of war, but one sinner can destroy much that is good. This underscores the superiority of wisdom over the physical force or weaponry. Wisdom can build, protect, and save, but those actions of the one foolish or sinful person can cause significant harm and undo much good. This highlights the fragile nature of goodness and the powerful impact that wisdom and folly can have on our lives and communities. As we reflect Solomon's words in Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 9 through 18, several key takeaways emerge. The first one is the importance of relationships. Finding joy and fulfillment in loving relationships is crucial. These connections are a divine gift that enriches our lives amidst the struggles and uncertainties. Second, excellent in our endeavors. We should strive to do our best in all of our tasks, knowing that our time is limited. Putting our best efforts honors the opportunities we have while we are alive. The third is to accept life's unpredictability. Life is unpredictable, and many outcomes are influenced by chance. Recognizing this helps us to remain humble and prepared for the uncertainty that life brings. Fourth is unappreciated value of wisdom. Wisdom is often undervalued, under-recognized, especially when it comes from humble sources. Nevertheless, its true worth remains invaluable. Fifth is the power of quiet wisdom. Quiet, thoughtful wisdom is more valuable than loud, impulsive folly. Wisdom may speak softly, but its impact is profound and lasting. And finally, sixth, the fragility of goodness. The actions of one foolish person can undo much good, highlighting the delicate balance between wisdom and folly and the significant impact on our lives. How can we apply these lessons to our daily lives? Start by cherishing your relationships. Invest time and energy into loving and nurturing connections with your family, friends, and community. These relationships provide joy and support, making life's challenges much more manageable. Approach the task with diligence and excellence. Whatever you do, strive to do it well. This honors the opportunities and brings a sense of fulfillment and purpose. Embrace the unpredictability of life with humility and preparedness. Accept that not everything is within your control, and be ready to adapt to changing circumstances with grace and resilience. Value wisdom even when it goes unrecognized, seeking out and appreciating the quiet, thoughtful insights that come from wise individuals, regardless of their social or economic status. We need to prioritize wisdom over noise. Listen to the quiet words of the wise, and avoid being swayed by loud proclamations of folly. Seek to cultivate wisdom in your life and your decisions. Protect and nurture goodness. Recognize the fragility of goodness and the potential of folly to cause harm. Strive to be a force for good in your community, and guard your actions against that which might undermine your positive efforts. As we continue our trek through life, let's carry these insights with us. Cherish relationships, strive for excellence, embrace life's unpredictability, value wisdom, prioritize quiet insights over loud folly, and protect the fragile goodness of our world. By doing so, we'll align ourselves with Solomon's timeless wisdom and navigate life's complexities with grace and purpose. Join me the next time as we delve deeper into the wisdom of Ecclesiastes. Until then, keep seeking God's wisdom, cherish each moment, and continue to make a positive impact on the world around you. And if you found this podcast insightful, please subscribe and leave us a review. Then encourage your friends and family to join us and come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, and most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. As we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and create a great day every day. See you next time for more daily wisdom.